Hi, folks. My name is Anthony Cipoletti, managing partner and co-owner of CIP Rehabilitation Incorporated. First things first, I want to say I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, staying healthy, and practicing the mitigation strategies to help stop the spread of the coronavirus. Times have been tough. There's no doubt about it. The world's kind of upside down right now. Businesses are closed, stores are closed, and which is leading people, kind of being staying home, sedentary. Uh, we know from studies and just from seeing it out in the field that if someone starts to socially isolate and kind of have a sedentary lifestyle, their physical and mental health usually, take a turn for the worse. We want to let those people know, and any clients we have or the Masonic Village residents on that campus know that we are here to help. We are operational and we are safe to attend. Um, we know that keeping a safe, decontaminated zone will decrease the risk and likelihood of someone contracting the illness or virus at our clinic. And the way we do this is through extra precautionary measures. If you give me 1 second here, I'm going to share my screen. This screen is our CIP Rehabilitation COVID-19 protocol. We kind of brainstormed a little bit, Rich and myself, and we kind of took some things from the CDC, used some common sense and kind of implemented our own, sort of protocol that works for us to ensure our patient safety, which I cannot stress enough is the utmost concern for us. A lot of these protocols or procedures we do normally on a day-to-day basis, even before the pandemic. But we'll just go through this list here so we can educate or let anyone know if they have any doubts about coming to the clinic that they will indeed be taken care of. So first things first, therapists must practice proper hygiene. That's washing hands. We don't want someone to have their hands on one patient and then go work to someone else, because that increases the likelihood that if there was a contamination or someone with a viral infection, that infection or virus would transfer to that other person. Washing your hands in between working with patients is a way to reduce that risk and kill any germs that may be from that person's clothes onto your hands onto the next person. um, this is straight from the CDC. Therapists must always wear protective equipment when working with patients. Now, we are not working with any COVID positive patients, so the protective equipment would be most likely gloves and masks. The mask is to stop any airborne germs, and the gloves, obviously, from person to person contact. Another protocol is something that we've always done. All machines, equipments, and surfaces will be sanitized before and after use. The goal here is to kill any germs that may stay on a surface for over a period of time, reducing the risk for the person following the person using the machine, to pick up any germs they may have left. And this is another thing to reduce the risk and increase our patient safety. I think this is actually our most important protocol, and something Rich and I together came up with. The IRM clinic location will be the only location that our therapist Danica will service. So Danica will be the only therapist for SIP rehab in and out of that facility. And conversely, Danica will not go to any other facility, in around, wherever she goes. Because we don't want to cross contaminate, location A to location B. We feel if we could limit her exposure to just a certain group of people, it's safer to, kind of manage and reduce the overall risk. Um, some of these may be inconvenient, but our protocols do require some, patient participation. So all patients entering the clinic will be subject to a temporal temperature screen. This is when we take a thermometer, place it on your temple, and we see your temperature before, entering the clinic, before doing any activity or intervention. If your temperature is elevated over 104 degrees, um, we recommend that you go home, kind of see how things are. If you're experiencing other symptoms, contact your primary care physician, immediately or as soon as possible. This may be inconvenient for some people. We understand if, your fever may be mild, let's say, and you come to the clinic. We just want to protect everyone and do our best, to reduce the chances, that something bad might happen, or someone contracting the virus from one person to the next. Another thing that we're taking on, that we will only see one patient at a time. So when we schedule a patient, it will be for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour generally. And that one patient will be seen by the therapist by themselves. And then the next time the therapist schedules a person, it will be, so they're not overlapping or in the clinic at the same time. We're doing this as kind of the social distance aspect to everything. We want to make sure that we keep as much of a controlled environment as we can. This way we could really have a handle on things and reduce our exposure and limit, the amount of people being exposed. And lastly, all patients will be required to wash hands prior to working in the clinic. Um, this is just so because you could go contract this illness anywhere. You go to your local Weiss supermarket and you come in contact with someone. So this is just to be, if you had your hand on a handrail before and you're coming in, any of that germs that may have went from the handrail to your hand, we don't want it to be transferred to our equipment. So another thing we're asking as part of our protocol to ensure, therapist and patient safety, is that we require all the patients to be seen, to wash their hands before working in the clinic. Now, we understand that some people have an aide, or some people have, a spouse that, comes with them to the therapy clinic. If you're self quarantining with someone, we do allow that. That's the only exception to the rule, if there's one person in the clinic at a time. But for the most part, if you're just like, hey, this is my neighbor, my friend, and I want to bring them, we will not allow that as per our protocol. Once again, it's just to be as safe as possible. Um, Conversely, if some people still, even with all these protocols, may feel that, I don't want to risk it, I don't want to, go out there and expose myself to the public, which is fine, and the choice is completely up to you. Just know that CIP Rehabilitation is taking extra steps to help service those clients as well. We want to try to fill everyone's needs, and try to, be as compliant with our patients as possible, so they know they're being kept safe. So if you're comfortable with this as a patient, Danica has actually made some home visits where she would bring equipment that's been sterilized. She would be wearing, we'd practice kind of our protocol, but in your own home or own apartment. Uh, this is just for people, I feel, it gives me peace of mind that if you come to me, I'm not going to expose myself maybe to the person who's walking down the street to their car. Um, Also, what we're doing too is, I don't know if everyone knows about this, but we provide a senior fit club at the IRM Clubhouse. It's held on Wednesdays. Before it would be a large gathering of people. I think the most people we ever got there was about 25 people. But we would do, kind of a warm up, a seated exercise, kind of a balance component, and then a cool down. My brother Rich will actually be making two videos. One is a seated exercise video, one is a standing. The standing may be a little bit harder than the seated exercise, but both will probably be about 15 to 20 minutes long, and will be available on the internet or our website. And you can go on this and kind of do your exercise routine. It may not be what you were doing before, but it's something, that could help you stay fit, stay healthy, um, and, just stay in general well-being. And that's what we want. We want to be able to service our clients any way we can, as well as we can, and we want to be there for you. Um, So it's really easy, and we just want to reassure that we are accepting new patients. So if you know someone, that fell, broke a hip, is coming out and may need therapy, or has just general aches and pains, or because they're socially isolating at their home, they may not be as active, so they start to feel deconditioned or get tired easily, or like, um, decreased strength or balance, or they've had a fall, we can still see those people if they want to come to the clinic or if they will allow us to come to their homes. If you are home and you've noticed kind of like a decline somewhere and you want to increase your overall function or like to sharpen skills you have or enhance or restore balance and strength, SIP Rehab can provide you these services either in a safe environment in our clinic that's been sanitized, and we provide and have these protocols in place, or we can come to you, whatever you want. So this next slide I'm going to pull up is just our contact information. Our phone number to reach us at is 570-255-4578. Our email, siprehab@gmail.com, and website is siprehab.com. If you have any questions, maybe about just general things about COVID-19, kind of like the status of where we're at currently with the clinic and everything, or access to these videos if you want to do it from home, or if you're a new patient and you feel like, you know what, I've been home long enough, I see myself declining, I want to better myself, we can check your insurances and we could, move further on with the process. But I want to say thank you to everyone. Stay safe out there. We will get through this, and SIP Rehab is here for you. All right. Have a good one, folks. Bye bye.